Mic check, mic. When the sun has set, 'tis the end of day. Often delayed, never forgotten. Welcome back to the Ball is Big, your favorite NBA podcast in an Indian accent. We've been delayed often this year owing to technical difficulties and growing pains. But fear not, we got you this time around. Speaking of round, I'm back at it again with my main man, Vineet Devaya. This time from the land of Donald Trump himself. New York, New York. Vineet, say hi.
I'm
Uh,
trying to find like a better way to say hello, but I couldn't come up with any.
yeah, you should have prepared for this
I know, I
eventuality.
know. I think I set
Uh,
myself up for a very huge task of coming up with a new way to say hello every single time, and it's difficult.
yeah.
It's a very difficult task.
I know how difficult it is. I have to keep coming up with adjectives for the ball is pay also, so
True.
that is also just
Yes.
as difficult. Anyway, yes, Vineet, you're back in New York. This time you've left the Indian shows for a while again. Do you want to tell the audience about what happened in your India visit?
My India visit was probably, I think, one of the best visits I've had to India for a while. I had a lot of time
Amen,
with
amen.
family, but like not like stupid time, but like good, fun time with family, fun time with friends. I
Mm-hmm,
met you, I
mm-hmm.
trashed you in basketball, which was
Yes.
really great.
Well,
Did
okay.
we talk about that?
Oh,
Have we talked
hold on,
about
hold on,
that?
hold on. No, we did not.
Oh,
We did
you know
not talk
what?
about
Let's
that.
talk about
Was
that.
yes, we had a very successful video podcast. The podcast is still that episode is still not out, but apart from that, yes, a very interesting game happened. We were playing at NGV, our usual haunt. Not our usual haunt, but like our haunt for this time. And he beat me 3-2 in a best of 5 series. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had better news.
Oh,
Yeah. I know all of you wanted me to win, but yeah, it didn't happen. So next
how does
time,
it feel?
we'll
How does
get
it
him next
feel,
time.
Ashwin?
Or
I mean,
what?
given the
Doesn't
condition
feel
I
that.
was in,
I've already forgotten about
and
it. Given the condition
right,
you were in, is
no
this? Oh, okay.
practice,
All
no
right.
sleep,
No practice.
full
Okay.
like
No
just
sleep.
had like a
Lots of food.
massive lunch.
I mean, I've not seen winners come up with so many excuses though. Like it's usually the other way around. But
I'm just
anyway,
saying.
yes. I mean, I did. Please check out our Instagram account, Ball is Bay Pod, for the highlights of that game. I mean, it's just I don't think we have the game there, but we have a very gracious loser, me. Saying good things about a very gracious winner,
You didn't say
Vineet.
anything good
Like
about me. I
I said
rechecked this.
congratulations.
You said just congratulations. And the funny part is, I was
That
like,
is
look,
more.
I was looking at the video, and you didn't even like you so quickly closed the. You didn't even say who won. You just said, oh, this was not the best ending, and then you didn't even say who
Uh,
won. And then I had to like ask
I
you.
think everybody.
No, I had to then
I
ask
think
you like,
everybody
hey,
knows. uh, Come on, man. Like when I win, I would be boisterous as hell. But
I
like
know.
I was, yeah, exactly. So let's not rub it in anymore. Let's proceed straight to. Okay, fine. You can have one last laugh and then we can proceed.
Well,
Anyway.
I think the important part is you lost
Oh
and I
God.
won,
Yes.
which is what I've been saying for the past two seasons
Past.
of a Ball is Bay pod,
Yes, that is true.
about how I used to school you and you kept saying no and no. Because I remember once we had this like public thing and then you defeated me and we had to
Well,
put it on Twitter.
well.
But that was the
Instagram, not
only
on Twitter.
time. No, I think once
Oh,
was.
you may. Oh, no, no, no. That with the first one.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, back then we both had equal amount of practice, so
Yeah.
it was. It
I
was.
think you
Yeah.
got very lucky in that game, but
Well, yeah.
let's not dwell on the past. Let's focus on the current thrashing I
Obviously,
gave
it's
you.
been like 2 weeks. What? Oh, you mean this one? Anyway, as a very gracious loser, I'm like, congratulations, Vineet. May this bring you more joy than any other celebration to come soon. Well, not so soon though. All-Star Weekend fast approaches, and so does our really close encounter with the All-Star Weekend. Vineet, I think you have some very important news to share with our faithful listeners. Go for it.
I
Oh, wait a minute.
do.
Let
Oh,
me do it. Let me do it. Let me
oh,
do
you
it.
do it. You
Let me
do
do
it.
it. Let me pump it up so that you can. Vineet from the Ball is Bay podcast will be at the NBA All-Star Game weekend in Charlotte. Boom.
Boom.
How many of you can believe it? Like, yes, boom. Like, we want to really thank Gotham Shade and the NBA India team for making this happen. Without them, this would always have been a dream. We would have been looking at live broadcasts and doing some telecasts, but now we have a man in the midst of it all. Vineet, go for it. I mean, take it away.
I think I'm super excited to be there and be a part of the All Star Weekend. Like I said, I think that was our goal for the pod. And the funny part is we are breaking all our goals.
Yeah, we are setting goals too low, some would say.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, we would say
You would
that.
say.
So I
Uh,
think the way the discussion happened was, I think you suddenly reminded me that because I'm going to be in New York, like I should definitely try to be in
yes.
the All-Star weekend, and I
Yes.
messaged Gotham,
Mm-hmm.
who's a part
Don't
of
forget who gave you the contact of Gotham. Okay, like that. I think that's a very crucial part of the story.
that. Yeah, you gave me the
I
contact,
WhatsApped it to you. Yes,
but then
exactly.
who gave you the contact of Gotham, my friend? We
I
should
think
give
it
a
was
shout out
Twitter.
to their pod too.
Yes, Hoop Darshan?
Darshan, really? I thought it was
No.
the injury time guy.
Oh yeah, injury time. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, why? Oh yes, yes, injury time. Obviously, big ups to you guys. But no, I think he contacted me on Twitter. He DM'd me on Twitter, and then we got in touch.
Oh, I don't
But yeah,
know.
of course. I mean, yeah, Injury Time did tell them about such an existence again. Anyway, we would like to thank Injury Time, Hoop Darshan, for no reason. So, just thank you, Hoop Darshan, and then Gotham Shade and NBA India for making this dream like absolute reality. Like, I mean, we have absolutely no words to describe this feeling.
No words. Absolutely no words.
No
There are
words.
no
So if you
words.
have some words, please write in the comment section below.
Yes, and also if you have some money, because this shit is going to be expensive.
Yes, sir. I mean, it doesn't come easy, but yeah.
Yes, so I think, and in the middle, we kind of abandoned the plans because we couldn't get
Mm-hmm.
sponsors, and it was just
Yes.
the living situation was expensive, the flying
Yes, yes,
situation was
yes.
expensive. It was just
Yes.
not, as you know, both me and Ashwin
Broke.
are broke.
Broke ass bitches. That's the word we use internally.
Internally, yes, that's true. That's the right
Internally.
word. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was a challenge to really sort of formulate this, and I
Yeah,
think
exactly. I
I'm
mean, I don't think he will want to toot his horn, but Vineet was very instrumental in making sure that he had the right connections, did some bus traveling and said no to airport traveling, but all that hustle has worked out, and we have found ourselves 3 days in Charlotte for All Star Weekend. I mean, how could it get any better?
it could if, for example,
Yes, I mean,
I meet LeBron and LeBron goes, "Hey, you're from India?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from India," and he's like, "Why don't you hang out with me for the weekend?" Now that would be better.
that oh yeah
Oh,
okay.
you know
Then
what? Let, let,
yeah,
let, let me
please
ask you
don't
this
forget me when
question.
you're famous.
I mean, let me ask you this question. Who would you hang out with? Which NBA player would you hang out with? If you're
Russell Westbrook.
really, he seems boring though. He seems like a lot
He
of
seems
like
boring. What are you saying?
family.
Like,
He's a
come on,
kid
man. Like,
family.
kid family. But I don't want to hang out with snakes and all that. Otherwise, I think, like, if I could hang out with Kevin Garnett or something, I think that'll be pretty cool. 'Cause-
Kevin
But you mean
Garnett.
like Kevin Garnett? I think like he's one of those wild sort of people. Like he'll just be, life of the party or something.
Hmm.
But apart from that, I think, yeah, I mean, you're right. Russell Westbrook has a kid and he's a family man. I don't think he would celebrate his words. Paul George is a fishing guy, so yes,
Paul George seems like a little
mm,
like he's out there
like a
to have
party
some
guy.
fun. Yeah,
Uh, but
yeah. Hmm.
he's a fishing guy. Like, what kind of party guy loves fishing?
I mean, maybe he's fishing for
Could
the
be.
right things.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you can't chill out with LeBron now. I think, like
I think LeBron is too
he'll have.
business. You know,
Yeah, plus he won't be getting sloshed, and even you don't drink. You
I
don't mind.
don't know.
I think in that case, I think LeBron is perfect for you. I
Yeah,
mean, as long as we are perfect for LeBron, though.
I mean, we are absolutely perfect for LeBron. LeBron, if you're listening to this pod, I
Yes,
just
I
want to
mean,
tell
we know
you,
you are, but yeah,
just telling you that,
like
definitely
he land
invite
in
me.
Charlotte. He land in Charlotte on Friday, so yeah. Also, Kenny Smith's annual party is on Saturday. I mean Friday. So try to see if you can sneak into that party. Yes,
Ooh,
if you're
Kenny Smith has a
anyone,
party?
Kenny Smith always has a party on All Star Weekend. Like you should know about that.
Ooh, all
Yeah.
right.
So try to see if you can make it there. Because if you can make it there, then you can make it anywhere.
It is
See, that's
true.
a New York. That's a you didn't get the fuck it. Okay.
I didn't get it.
It's
What was it?
it's a New York Empire State of Mind. It's a song. It's like one of the
Oh,
hooks.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you can make it
All
there,
right.
then you can make it
Let's
anywhere.
give the people what they want. They want some NBA.
Uh,
They want some
yes, sir.
updates. They want some.
But one last little addendum to the thing. So, if you're listening, if you have any sort of questions, please, uh, if you're hearing it anyway, go to YouTube, post it as a comment. We will ask your name and your question to the All-Star in question. Like if you have a specific question to an All-Star, please do it. That we won't give you assurance. But if you have any sort of generic questions, if you want to hear your name spoken out loud in an NBA All-Star game, you know who to contact. It'll be us. We'll be there for the dunk contest. We'll be there for the Sprite. And that's a dunk contest. So
Challenge.
we are there for skills challenge. We'll be there for the celebrity game, perhaps. And we'll be there for the rookie sophomore game. I guess it's the USA World game and the main All-Star game. So any questions you have, please hit us up. We would love to hear something. Mom, you also please put on your questions. I'll tell you what questions to post. Anyway,
Sure,
so
sure.
now coming back. This weekend it was
Crazy.
crazy week.
Crazy
All-Star,
week.
like just trades happening left, right, and center. They didn't even spare the All-Star game. They made a trade there also. I mean
Hmm.
that's just like I'm
Too
gonna
much. Too much.
it's too much. Like the whole East has the East has
Changed.
consolidated power now. I don't think
Yeah.
it's changed, but I think they have consolidated power. And okay. Since you said change, I mean, I would love to know what you think has changed. Toronto getting Marc Gasol, I think it's an amazing deal.
Eh.
Even old Marc Gasol is I think is very useful to the Toronto team. 76ers getting Tobias Harris and a former Spur, Jonathan Simmons. I mean, the
Yep.
guy who, paid $150 to get into a training center and then somehow
Hmm.
made it to the NBA, that dream, big contract guy.
Yep.
Bucks getting Nikola Mirotic from the falling house Pelicans. Which
That's very
thing
good.
do you, so Bucks getting Mirotic, 76ers getting a proper all-star, I mean, almost an all-star guy, and Toronto
Yeah.
getting Marc Gasol. Like, which one do you think has the most impact, and which trade do you think has, like, it's an underrated trade, basically? Because all these are great trades, like, at least according to me.
I think the best trade is the Mirotic to Bucks trade.
Okay.
Because that's the system that they are playing in, which is surround Giannis with very good shooters who can space the floor, and
Mm-hmm.
Mirotic is, I would say, an elite player in that sense, which is he lets you
In
space
that
the floor,
sense.
and he
Yeah,
played so
exactly.
well with AD. So AD and Giannis kind of have the same game and same kind of places where they are effective from. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a very very good trade. The 76ers thing I think is a little, I don't know. I'm not very sure
Too much.
about the trade. I think what would be very interesting, in my opinion, is if they use Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, uh, and maybe JJ Redick
Uh,
to land either Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, or AD.
okay, you're thinking of a different game. You're not thinking of this year then. Like it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
trust the process.
Yeah. Because I think that would just change everything for them, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think, as good as these three players are, I think they are kind of, they don't fit in really well together. And
Okay.
so if you have one guy who can create his own shot, is because JJ Redick can't create his own shot, Tobias Harris can't create his own shot, and Jimmy Butler can't create his own shot, right?
I
So
mean, that's not right, but yeah, sure, go on.
I
I think
mean,
Jimmy Butler is pretty. I mean, he's not obviously no
no,
one's.
his
He's
handling
not
is
to the level
horrible,
of. Okay,
right? Uh,
I mean, go on.
right. And so I think if they do any of these, I think that's what they should do. They should just go for AD
But
in this
but but
thing.
let me like keep it to this year's playoffs. I mean, playoffs are in 2 months. Oh, no, probably 3 months. Not that long. It's almost there. Like it's almost. You can almost smell the
Yes.
playoffs. The starting five for the 76ers right now is Simmons, Redick, Butler, Harris, and Embiid, which is not a really bad place to be in. I mean,
No,
if you
it's
take
not.
Ben
It's not.
Simmons out,
I don't disagree with, like, that's a very, very, very. I mean, I think that's
very
probably now
potent. Yeah.
the best starting five in the East.
Oh, in the East, yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
in the
definitely,
East, right? So,
without doubt. Yeah.
and if you look at even the West and the East and the West, and you look closely in terms of like potential, I
And
would say,
matchups.
yeah, matchups and potential. I think 76ers are, I would say, second or third best in terms of just potential, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I just feel like it's I think there's going to be a lot of issues in terms of who gets how much touches and this and that. And if it was me, I would just take all those three pieces and get one amazing player.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, I could not agree more about you know, there's just one ball and there are like five people who need the ball to
yeah,
be effective. Yeah, that's completely agree. I think in a little retro, I mean, the little different from what he said. I think JJ Redick is the only person who probably fits on the team because he doesn't need the ball to be like
yeah,
he doesn't need the ball in his hand to create the thing like him. And yeah, I mean he could do the thing. You need Simmons to have the ball. You need Embiid to have the ball. Yeah.
and you
I
need
mean
Butler and all that. Yeah.
there's yeah exactly. And plus Jimmy Butler is now gonna get even fewer minutes. So let's see
He's
if he
not
does
going to be
not.
happy. Yeah.
He's
So
not
I
gonna
mean
be
that's
happy.
why I say I would just trade him. I feel like that's the move we are going for. I just don't think that
Mm,
on from a basketball mind perspective,
mhm.
that is a winning five. Because always you look at some of the greatest teams, they always have someone who sacrifices, who does the dirty work, who kind of
Definitely, definitely.
gets the team together, and
Yes.
that's not there in this team at this point.
Mm, exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think they'll all
So
want the ball.
I think Mark Gasol to the Raptors is a meh move for me.
What are
I
you saying?
think
I think that is the move which
no, and I'll
I,
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Right?
yes, yes, please,
Let me tell
please,
you why. Right?
please,
Because
please straighten me out.
again, this is the same thing, right? Which is if you are a team that is trying to create like a championship team, right?
Mm,
You need players who are going to feel like they can contribute into the system, and if there is no conflict at their position. Jonas
yeah,
Valanciunas and Ibaka had that perfect sort of combo where Jonas knew he was a sixth man, and Ibaka knew he was a starter. Their roles were very
true.
defined. They were very good
Yeah,
at doing whatever they did, and so
definitely.
there wasn't an overlap and overstepping of, oh, he's going to take my role, he's going to take my minutes, none of that stuff, right?
Hmm,
Now
hmm.
you add Marc Gasol and suddenly you're like, oh, is Marc Gasol the starter? Is Serge Ibaka the starter? Serge Ibaka has always been a starter. He's been playing really well for the Raptors. He's finally like, he's believed in the system. He's believed in Kawhi Leonard. You can see him talking about Leonard all the time. And now you're suddenly going to say, you know what? You're not my starting center. I'm going to get
But
this other.
what I feel is, I mean, your point is that there'll be conflict there. I don't think a 34-year-old Marc Gasol can command, uh, like a starting position over whatever Surge is what 28, 29 or whatever. I don't think that's a problem. Plus, like Marc Gasol does not play on the perimeter, right? But Serge Ibaka plays on the perimeter.
What?
Nowadays, he does not play. He does not play on the post that
Marc
much.
Gasol is like one of the best 3-point shooting centers.
No, but I'm saying he is because he can space the floor, right? It's not that he goes and plays on the perimeter. Like an Embiid would start from the perimeter and go inside. Like Gasol starts from the post and then
No,
like
Gasol starts from
depending
the
on
elbow.
whatever.
Gasol is the number
I'm,
one
I'm saying
player.
I'm saying I don't think a 34-year-old Marc Gasol is going to make such demands. I think he will fit in perfectly, which is why I think that this move is probably the best. I mean, Philadelphia 76ers probably has like a proper 5 person, very close to all-star team, but I don't think it changes the fact that Toronto has gotten a person with really good defensive instincts, really good, I mean, a respectable 3-point shot and not much of an ego. I think along with Kawhi and Lowry and Danny Green, this is a proper defensive set team now. Like they can play half court defense, and which is what they play in the playoffs. The paces are slow, and like the
Yeah, no.
possessions are
I
fewer.
like I said, it's not
Hmm.
the. I just feel
I
like
mean, you like Marcus although,
oh, he is one of my favorite players,
yeah.
but I feel like he and Serge Ibaka may not be like a good fit. I would be
Hmm.
more happy if they would have sent Serge Ibaka other than Jonas Valanciunas.
That what?
Because
Okay.
I would have rather have Marc Gasol the starting center and Jonas Valanciunas
Backup.
the backup rather than having Serge who's also a starting center and then Mark also is a starting center and expect one of them to take a step down.
But okay. Hmm. But I think it just gives them a little more flexibility now. I mean,
No, it's not
that's what I'm
about
saying. No,
that, right?
I don't think a
Ashwin, it's
34-year-old
like
Marc Gasol is going to
see
make
you have played
so many
basketball, right?
demands.
and
Hmm.
you're not such a great basketball player, but
Wow. I did not see
no,
that
no.
coming.
Wait. Let me explain to you what it is. Right?
Okay.
It has nothing to
Okay.
do with you knowing what is best for the team or not best for the team.
Uh,
In the end,
hmm.
sometimes your ego sort of like kicks in at some stage, right?
Definitely.
And
But that's what I'm
it's
saying.
easier to manage the egos of someone who's always played as a person who comes off the bench than to tell someone, hey, you know what, we have a better player than you who's older than you, and now you have to come off the bench. Or take a person who's always played, is an all-star, like was one of
Yeah.
the two best players on his team,
For the
to say,
franchise, exactly.
yeah, and to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to trade you to this other franchise where you're going to come off the bench. Like, it's those are difficult conversations to have. Those are difficult ideas to wrap your head around. And
I
if
completely understand it. I'm saying if this was 4 years ago when Marc Gasol was at the height of his powers, I'm sure he would not have been okay to do it. But I think the reason that he moved to Toronto is because, uh, tax breaks or whatever that I don't know about, but because now Toronto is a proper challenger in the East. It's not like he's going to a team which has nothing to do and then he could. I think it would have been difficult if he had gone to maybe a Pelicans or something like that. But he's gone to a proper contender, and I don't think Gasol. I mean, these European players are pretty. I don't know of many ego stories coming from the European, especially the older people. I mean, you don't hear Paul Gasol saying that I was an all-star, I have 2 rings between the starting lineup, put me
Yeah,
like
but
in
then
the starting.
you
Yeah,
play for a guy like
Popovich.
Popovich, and then you just respect
Uh,
Popovich's decision. Like
no, I mean,
Nick Nurse is not really Popovich, right? Again,
no, I don't think anybody is
that's
Popovich.
yeah,
Exactly, it's just our opinion. It's
it's
just
just our opinion.
we'll
Yeah,
see how we'll see how it works out. And
I still feel Milwaukee will probably win the East still.
so that's what I think my next question was. After all of this hullabaloo and front and back and all, you still feel that Milwaukee is the front runner for that spot, for the Eastern
Yeah,
Conference
from whatever I
championship.
see now, obviously, if these five in the 76ers gel really well, then it's going to be crazy. Then I think
No, that no,
yeah.
that's then we'll have
Then
an episode where we appraise the whole trade deadline thing.
Because I think if they somehow figure out a way to play
Hmm.
together, then
Hmm.
I think they could even possibly take down the Golden State Warriors.
Okay, let's not say random things now.
No, it's not random. I just
So,
think you could make an argument. The
mm,
only problem is
okay.
that no, they don't have any like.
They don't have any answer for Clay. They don't have an answer for Steph.
What do
They
you mean
have
they don't
Ben
have a?
Simmons. They don't have answer for. Come on, man. Like
See, Ben
let's
Simmons
not
is
be
6'10" guard, right?
He's a 16 guard who cannot shoot for
Yeah, but
peep.
he can defend Steph Curry.
They won't put him on Steph Curry. What is wrong with you?
Imagine a 6'10" guy trying to guard Steph Curry.
Exactly. He would just blow by him.
He would not blow by him because this guy
No,
is
but
18, 19, whatever it is. He's young, he's
no,
long,
true.
he's athletic. So he
But
can,
he doesn't. He
like,
doesn't guard. No, he doesn't guard
no, he's a
the
very good
Steph.
defensive player if he wants to be.
No, I'm saying they don't play that game there. Like, see the thing. Why do you? How many times have we discussed this, man? Golden State is not great because Steph is so great, which he is without doubt. The thing is, he doesn't have to be great. Steph is like, okay, you want to guard me, fine, pick and roll, like change the person, get it off to Durant. Like, I don't need to bother with this shit. Till then, they're like, okay, fine, now we'll put him Durant. I really don't think Ben Simmons guards Steph Curry when Warriors play the Sixers. I don't think it's a good match. Like they usually put him on the power forward place. Like they try to
Yeah, but you have
do that.
Tobias Harris there now, right?
I mean, the options are limitless, but I still don't think that they have an answer. Anyway, that's not the point. Like let's not muddle the point
Okay.
now. My so I'm going to ask the same question to myself and then I'm going to answer it as if I pretend that you asked me the question. So yes,
Sure.
Ashwin, who do you think is now the strong team in the East? Well, Ashwin, I think without doubt, at least without any of the trades happening, it still is the Boston Celtics. If I was a money man, if I had any money, if I was not part of the broke ass gang, I would put my money on Celtics because like Celtics just they need not be a great regular season team. I mean, how many times have we seen the Spurs not do great in the regular season, but then just show up for the playoffs and play at that pace? At that pace, I think their defense is amazing. I think Kyrie Irving is an absolute beast, like who given the right pieces can dethrone even the Celtics. And I'm saying it again, not the Celtics, sorry. They can dethrone even the Warriors. Yes, I said that. And I think come playoff time, because of the fact that this team went without him to the finals last time and now they have him, it's all up to Kyrie Irving. If I had money, I would have put it on the Boston Celtics to get to the NBA Finals. And yeah, and that is that. And speaking of Celtics and things, we just wanted to wish Mr. Bill Russell a very happy 85th birthday. Uh, Absolute goat in my like. I mean, I still prefer Wilt, but you can't argue with a man who has more rings than he has figures. Like that's just absolutely ridiculous. And I had read his autobiography, Red and Me, where he talked a lot about Red Auerbach and all that. Yeah, absolutely, like just the things he's done for racial integration and the whole Black Power movement, walking with Dr. Martin Luther King and all that. Like a champion on the court and off the court, and like absolutely, like just is one of the funniest guys also. Like whenever he comes up on stage for any of these NBA things, like he's absolutely the funniest person on the stage. Yeah. So
He's not the funniest. He's the cockiest person. I always feel like he's super cocky because like you what are you going to tell the guy? Like I have 11 rings. Like I
don't talk
mean,
to me.
don't talk to
You
me.
need
Like,
do not talk to me if you don't have that many. Like, do
okay.
not even like bother. Yeah, and then you're right. Like the cockiest, absolutely, yeah, hilarious though. Yes. So that's our podcast for this night. I think you'll probably catch this episode very soon if
Yeah,
my video
we have
editing
to start
skills are good.
publishing this stuff, Mr. Ashwin.
Yes, that is true. This will come out before the week is ended, so it'll still be pretty relevant. So y'all don't worry about it. But again, once again, Vineet, my man Vineet is going to be at Charlotte, so hit him up if you are listening to this podcast in Charlotte, which could happen. It could happen. But also, please send us questions in YouTube or anywhere. Like just go to our Twitter handle Ball is Bay Pod, Instagram handle Ball is Bay Pod. Write up some questions. We will take your name. We'll take your proper name if you want, or your handle name, whatever it is, and we will make sure that your voice is heard in Charlotte. Boom,
Boom.
boom. Yes, Vinny, please say bye to these lovely folks.
See you, everybody, next week from Charlotte,
Woohoo!
North Carolina.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's gonna be
All right.
great.